when my mother was in the hospital with Vernon. He was born in Kansas City, Missouri. And the lady in the room with her, or in the ward with her, whichever it was, had a baby and named Ivan. She thought it was a pretty name, said, that's what she named me. Charles Vernon White, Mary Opal White. My favorite early memory, I have several, was sitting behind the rocking chair in the tent, looking out the window, watching it snow in Pennsylvania. I was about 2 years old. Anyway, and then I went to bed one night in the tent, woke up the next morning, and they had a tar paper shack built around us. Took down the tent and built a shack.
When my grandfather left high school, he joined the military, and he was stationed at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. And that's where he met my grandmother.
Young ladies would all be coming over, and we'd all be watching them. And like Friday night when we had a dance, we had about 250 guys and about 12 women. So we were all speculating. And so we decided that grandmother had the best looking ladies coming through the gate.
Some guy asked me what was I doing on Saturday, and he had asked me to go to the football game, and I hadn't answered him. And this guy asked, what are you doing Saturday afternoon? And he was standing behind me, and I said, oh, I'm going to the football game with White. And he said, oh, I heard that. You can't get out of it.
I asked her if she would like to go to the football game with me. It was going to be a big deal. And she said, I don't know, I'll think about it. And I said, okay. So then when she was at the piano, some guy was playing the piano and it's all gathered around it. And I had walked over behind her. And this guy asked her, what are you doing Saturday? And she said, oh, I guess I'm going to the football game with White. I said, aha, I heard that. Can't get away from the aisle. I don't remember proposing to her, but I remember telling her if she'd set the date, I would go home and tell my parents I was getting married.
I wore a white suit, a white hat, and black and brown shoes. My Aunt Moselle sent them from school. She decided what I needed to wear and sent it from her shop in Scottsboro. Chaplains Swanson married us. He was a chief of chaplains at Eglin.
The best life mate is a friend, and we were very good friends.
I lived in most of the states of the South, 3 years in Germany, and my dad was real strong in Boy Scouts. He we had a troop everywhere we went. We were always camping, and I think I had a pretty good life.
I remember Mother making cakes, and Daddy would eat the corners off the cake before us kids had a chance to get any of the corner on the cake.
One of my fondest memories of my father was when we took a 50-mile hike in Berlin. And one day on the hike, we were on the wrong side of the road, and we were actually in East Berlin, and the East German guards made us go to the other side of the road real politely.
My favorite memory is car trips. I remember as a kid in Germany taking Sunday drives, and later when we moved back to the States, we would drive to Alabama in the summer, Houston every month, California on vacation. My dad loved to drive, and I enjoyed those trips for the most part.
The biggest challenge is trying to understand why God didn't make us grandparents before He made us parents.
One of my favorite memories of Peepaw was when he took my brother and I, Jason, with Meemaw, on that big yellow bus to see the Grand Canyon, and we bartered over the black jelly beans.
I think one of my favorite memories of my grandfather was when I was maybe 8 or 9. At that time, he was working on stained glass windows a lot, and I wanted him to make me one. He told me if I drew it out that he would get it done as soon as he finished a project. And I really kind of forgot about it. When I came over to the house one day after school, he had finished my window, and he gave it to me, and it was exactly what I drew.
My favorite memory was of my grandpa reading to me.
Once upon a time, the tale of Peter Rabbit. There were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter.
What haven't I asked that you want me to know?
I love you.